Okay, so let's move on to the fun time and get into clisters. I have a method and technique that I use. I've been using for a lot of years, learned it in Europe. Haven't seen anybody pick up on it over here, but I don't like to get clister on my hands. And so I do everything I possibly can to make sure that it doesn't happen. So again, this is where the taping really works well when you're using clister, from stopping the clister from getting into your glide zones. What we're going to do is we can take and put this on with an iron or using this torch. I'm going to use the torch right now, but I'll show you how to use the iron too. So you'll see a lot of people take and put the wax across the ski like this. I put my wax on in a straight line like this. Quicker, easier. Okay. Okay, now I put on a layer of clister here. I may say, Marty, I think what you want to do is you want to beef things up under the foot a little bit. So I'll put on another stripe like this, and another stripe like this. There you go. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this, take my torch, heat the wax up, take this little brush, this clister brush, screwgee it around. The other thing, remember, I sanded the base with 60 grit. If you're using clister, you definitely should be doing that. Doing this like I am, I can keep the wax out of the groove. I've got this, so I bought a brush that was quite a bit bigger. I pulled all of these tufts out to make the working area a little bit more smaller, and so I have better control over where I'm getting the clister to go. The other thing I like about the brush, by working the clister like this, I'm getting very involved with the sanding that I did. Okay, that's that. Now I want to smooth that out, make it look really good. Just lift my finger right over this like that. You want to come in here with the camera and take a look. Hardly anything on my fingers. Now, if clister's gone in the groove, what you don't want to do, clister, anytime it has an edge, that's where it's possibly gonna ice. So if you have clister in the groove, take your finger like this and down, okay? Get it out of the groove, smooth it up again. Now, a famous combination that I've used over the years is this silver with Rex Red. When the tracks are glazing, dynamite, and it's interesting how I found this out. One year at the World Championships in 1974, and I did not know how to wax for glazed tracks. And for the start of the relay, I was out in the stadium area and had our skis for our guy. And I said, I'd like to know what the heck what the other guys are doing. So they all came, the Finns came out and laid their skis down in the tracks. And it was Juha Mieto, the big 6'4" giant. And he went off and skied, left his skis right there in the tracks where he was going to be starting. So I just went over and took a look. Picked up his ski, nobody was around. Thousands of people there, but there's nobody else around really. Picked up his ski and looked at the base, and it was all silver. And I said, my God, there's no way he can make Rex silver, because I knew it was Rex silver. There's no way he can make that kick on this. And then I really looked close. It was pink. So I figured he'd have put Rex Red in it. So the next time I used it was actually in 1976 in Reitermichel. And we had, on the American team, we had one of our big breakthroughs. We had 8 guys in the top 20 using that wax job. Not that the wax job did it. So somebody's got to push those skis around the race course. So anyway, that's one way you do the clister thing. With this, or you can use one of these to squeegee the wax around and smooth it out. Or you can take your iron, put the clister on like I did, and iron it, okay? And then take your finger and go like this. But I can tell you, you're not going to get the relationship with the base like you will with this brush. And if I need to mix a wax in there, Give me a second here. I'll go in here and get another clister out. I'll get out my favorite. Get that combination for you. Not that the tracks are going to glaze out there today. I need my torch again. But now that I've talked myself into showing you what we can do here, I'll put the red right down the middle here. Just like that. Put the top back on. Heat that up. It's a softer wax. Okay, that was enough of the torch. And now I'm going to just take this. And I can stretch it along. I could leave it right there in the middle if I wanted to. Take a look. No big hot spots where I left a lot of red. It looks like I've got it all pretty well spread out here. Okay, time for the finger something. Bingo. Bingo. Notice I licked it. That keeps the clister off my fingers. There we go. Now, so we're done. Take and pull those off. You want to take a shot, see how nice that ends up right there. Okay. Take those babies outside, let them cool down. If you're in a hurry, sometimes it happens, you just finished a wax job and you're out to the start line. What you can do is get a snow bank, get some snow, break it up with your foot, and then take this ski in your hand. Just say this is the snowbank and just rub it back and forth in there a bunch of times. Not with a lot of pressure, but with some pressure. And that way you'll cool the wax down and harden it up. The guy can go to the start line. You can do this in 15-20 seconds. The guy can go to the start line in a panic, but his wax is going to be not grabby. It won't ice up right away like it would if you didn't get it cooled down. So that's the way we do clister. And there's any numbers of combinations of things you could have done. Let's say it's real icy. So I could put a blue clister. That's what they call, everything's clister now. It used to be in the old days, the blues were called scaries. And the other waxes, the other clisters were called clister. Okay, so you could put a blue. I'm not big on blue anymore, especially with the way we do skiing now because of all the grooming. I don't think there's a real call for Scari anymore, and usually on the times that you'll be using Scari, it's very, very cold, tends to chip. I love Special Purple. The new Special Purples they have a lot of rubber in them. They stay softer, they're tougher than nails, and it's easier to get other waxes to go into them than if. And the other thing with a blue Scari, if you're not careful in the way you put it on, if you get any air under it when you go outside, that air will get cold, the wax will chip right off your skis. Right off your skis. So, your imagination is the limit. I can tell you that I've had as many as 3 or 4 clisters on the ski at one time.